Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Super Jerry 27's Nerd Cave. For some reason, I'm forgetting my name in the openings. I'm not just Super 27. I have a name. I'm a person. But I'm talking about this part 3 of my experience at Phoenix Fan Fusion for the first time. In my youth, in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was going to San Diego every year. WonderCon when it was still in San Francisco, and then more recently Tucson Comic Con, which is growing. So if any comic book creators are watching this right now, you should come because I'll have a bunch of shit for you to sign. But up first was Mr. Todd Nauck. I didn't have a lot for Todd Nauck because I'd met him 30 years ago at San Diego, where he mentioned that Young Justice had been canceled 30 years ago, which is interesting, or the series ended. I don't know if it was canceled. It went for a good chunk. So I had him sign his latest book, Stargirl: The Lost Children, with Geoff Johns. Hopefully Geoff Johns will show up to a show, but that'd be a line, wouldn't it? He's got a lot of shit. But yeah, very nice and a good sport as well. If you want to check that out, everybody loves the Mentos. I got questioned a lot, but they're not going to forget me because of the Mentos. Next on my docket was Mr. Yannick Paquette. I hope I'm saying his name right. I never met him before at a show. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. I love this cover because it's classic Harley. And it's Yannick Paquette. And he commented that I have a nice array of his career in the comic book industry. This one was my favorite, though. Not going to lie. I kind of regret. I didn't realize that a CGC facilitator was going to be there. No one said it on Twitter. They didn't say it on their page, but there was a facilitator there. I would have had this one slabbed and graded. It is beautiful. But yeah, oh well, it's still mine, and it's still gorgeous, and I can still send it to CBCS. It doesn't matter. It's mine, and it's staying in my house, and it's beautiful. My Wonder Woman. And Yannick didn't know what Mentos were. I don't believe he lived in this country when they existed on commercial TV, but good sport, got into it. Up next, Mr. Rags Morales, who I never got to meet. The only signature I had prior to this was on my Identity Crisis number 2 second printing that I sent to CGC. So I had him sign my Infinite Crisis dollar book number 1 with that beautiful Alex Ross Jim Lee cover. He did tell me that anytime he writes thanks before his signature, because his signature has changed over the years, but the thanks is the certificate of authenticity, basically. So don't buy it if you don't see the thanks around it. And he's got a damn fine signature. I'm not going to lie. Damn fine. Then, of course, another book that propelled him into superstardom, Identity Crisis. Although I was scanning books into my CLZ, I have the entire Hawkman run by Geoff Johns, and yeah, lo and behold, Rags Morales did a chunk of those. And then Walter Simonson and Howard Chaykin took it over. But I only had one of each. I don't like to break up sets. Every book that's signed here, unless it's an older book from the 90s that I was taking, I have a duplicate of because I hate breaking sets up. And then I met Mr. Alan Davis, a legend, very to the point. I had a stack of hardcovers, and I was going to hand them to him, but he insisted that I just stack them in front of him, so he kind of took them out of my hand and stacked them in front of him. So next time I meet Mr. Davis, I will follow 100% commands. But I got him to sign my Gen 13 bootleg number 1. See right there, Alan Davis. And then the Elseworlds. Couldn't find a second copy of The Nail, but I found a copy of Another Nail. Superman with the mullet, baby. And I did not ask Mr. Davis to take a picture because he was already pissy with me. But yes, did you go to Phoenix Fan Fusion? Have you been to a con this summer? Where? Who'd you meet? What'd you get signed? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know.